In Jay we trust. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. All right. Jay Oliva. Yeah, he was recently on the Comic Book Debate podcast. And, of course, they were just chatting it up, talking about... It's awesome that those guys are getting these big names and stuff like that. I've talked to the main guys on that podcast and everything. And maybe one of these days we'll have a discussion about stuff. We'll see what happens, whether it be on theirs or mine, whatever. The Snyder Cut, of course, was brought up. Well, at least talking about Justice League was brought up. And, Jay, he hasn't been quiet about the stuff that he knows and, what he worked on, because he's worked with Snyder pretty much since Man of Steel. And, if you guys, who Jay Oliva is, I mean, he directed Dark Knight Returns, the animated flicks, and he's a storyboard artist. He just, man, just to be on the front lines and come up with shit and then see it. My God. And of course, he was very much looking forward to seeing what Superman was going to do in Justice League. The stuff they came up with, that didn't quite make the cut. You couldn't wait to see what Superman was going to do in Justice League when he came up with it with Snyder. But sadly, he didn't get to see that stuff. Yeah. He wasn't responsible for this shit. He wanted something different with Superman. He wanted to, push him a little more. And the final product was just pretty much like a what the fuck. And this is what he had to say right here. He said, I did from the time they arrived to the nuclear reactor, he's talking about when he worked on, all the way to the end of the fight. There's a couple of stuff that when I watched the film, I was like, well, what happened to that? Because I was really looking forward to seeing it because I've done some crazy stuff. I tried to top what I've done with Superman. When Superman comes back, I had done some really crazy stuff like Superman Unhinged. My God. What kind of people would want to see that? It's also mentioned in the podcast, too, of, when he was working with Snyder on Man of Steel. I mean, a lot of the things were just like, hey, are these ideas is Warner Brothers going to be okay with it? And Snyder basically assured him that it was going to be fine. And I believe it's because this beautiful man kept those Warner Brothers execs at bay. Makes me wonder if Nolan, when he was like, keeping the execs away because he trusted Zack Snyder, he trusted Zack Snyder's vision of Man of Steel, because Warner Brothers wanted Nolan after, certain movies that he did, he wanted him to do that to Superman, but he's like, no, let's have Zack Snyder do it. And then, of course, he was a producer. It just makes me wonder if Nolan, when he brought the ideas to the Warner Brothers execs, if he just went, I made Dark Knight, motherfuckers! And that's what sucks. And it's noticeable, because Man of Steel, you basically could see that was full on, pretty much full on Snyder's vision. Batman vs. Superman got dicked with, but I mean, the Ultimate Cut is pretty much the closest thing you're going to do. I know there's an even longer cut that has probably some stuff that even I was kind of going, well, why didn't they show this and everything like that, and stuff that I've heard, I'm like, ugh, good God. And then, of course, Justice League. Man, he should have just called Nolan and be like, help! It sucks. It really does. We're getting close to the 1-year anniversary already, and, we're still getting new info. I mean, I know Snyder's been quiet, and I know I get people from time to time. I get people in my mentions just totally lost hope. They're not going to see any new DC films. They're going to boycott. You got those people. And then, it's just a lot of things. And, it sucks. I know we're craving as much as we, a lot of things. And I know people have been asking me some of the stuff I know that I can't really talk about right now, that I choose not to, or just been told not to talk about. But I mean, at least we're still getting stuff from Jay and other people that worked on the movie, and that's the best we can get, even if our balls hurt. So there you have it, guys. Just wanted to talk about that. Let me know your thoughts about it down below. What do you think about all this? Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel. Visit filmjunkie.com. Visit the closet for shirts and stickers. And, of course, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I just have a new Instagram where I'm posting all kinds of movie stuff, just like an actual Film Junkie Instagram. So go ahead and check that out. And Patreon. If you want to support the pirate ship, I would appreciate it. All right, guys?